Yeah, that was. You have a picture?
I have a picture of it.
That was me trying to sleep.
That's you trying to. It's. We'll display it on screen.
Because Joey made me get up, and that was what I tried to sleep. But I slept really poorly the night before, and then I show up and we play against Left and Ice, and they're double Fox, and Joey's Fox and I'm Falco, and that's a really hard matchup for Falco to like deal with 2 Foxes.
Yeah.
I played the best I've ever played. Joey gets Shine Spike like 7 times, and we just lose. And I remember just being
you were tilted from
so annoyed.
Welcome officially to the first ever episode of Around the Bar, presented by Center Sparkling CBD. It's a podcast and interview series where I invite somebody to come have a drink and a chat. To officially kick off the show, we have widely regarded as the best of all time. Also, aside from that, he is a world-renowned content creator and streamer for Cloud9, widely considered, the most popular in his industry. He's been playing for around 20 years and creating content on YouTube and also streaming damn near daily for around a decade, if not longer. Today's drink of choice is the Norwalk Special beer. Mang0 asked me if I could bring some 40s, but I can't seem to find them in Texas, so we've got 32-ounce Miller High Lifes. Also, stick around for after the show, where we have the Optic Nation exclusive extension of the podcast called Behind the Bar, where we answer questions and we play a game of beer pong against the other guests. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the interview and conversation with Mang0. All right. Today on Around the Bar, we got the GOAT, the Buster, the Kid, Mang0.
Hello.
How are you doing, man?
Pretty good. Just got off a flight.
Yeah. I kind of dragged you here.
You did make me come here.
Please tell the people how good I am at convincing people to be friendly, to do things without bringing in the money part of it.
I think to be like a good TO or like person who gets people to get shit done, you have to be kind of annoying. And I think you're good at that, but in like a homey way.
Yeah, like
you're not like
line,
yeah,
right?
yeah. You're like it's like, kid, shut the fuck up. But I'm also like, you're funny about it. And you're just spamming like fire emojis.
The fire emojis.
So I'm like, he's just because I get that's part of the job. You just gotta like. Especially gamers. I think you got to egg them on.
For a long time when I first started, especially in COD, like I was very scared about like people being like, oh, that's the annoying guy.
Yeah.
So I would only text people once or maybe bump it. But eventually after a while, I was just like, if this is going to happen.
If you want to get shit done. I think.
Yeah. You should see my DMs with Hungry Box. Dude.
Are they worse than... no, I respond to you.
No, yours are fine.
I was just like...
We banter.
Yeah.
HBox, I asked him to fill out his flight info, and then I had to bump him 9 times.
9?
It was like 9. And then he finally replied and said, yo, we should really do this flight stuff. I was like... All right, so today for Around the Bar, episode 1, actually, we filmed a few of these, but this is the very first episode, and the whole point of Around the Bar was I was going to make the cocktail that my guest wanted, and then we drink the cocktail, and I asked you what yours was, and you said, go get 2 40s.
And you failed.
I failed.
Episode 1.
I failed.
Episode 1.
This is the biggest thing they had. Mm-hmm. Miller High Life.
Do you guys have 40s here in the glass?
I don't know.
You might not have them here.
I don't even know if I've seen them in Texas. I grew up in North Carolina, and we have them there for sure. So, do you cheers these? Oh,
that's a big boy.
We cheers these? Cheers. Thanks for coming on, man. Oh, that's disgusting.
You don't like High Life?
I don't really like beer.
It's the champagne of beer.
So you told me that I accidentally got these. Actually, Matt picked them up. Thank you, Matt.
I got you guys.
Yeah. You said that you thought I got them because I did deep dive research, which I should have lied and said I did.
Yeah.
You have a tattoo.
I do have a tattoo of it.
Where did that come from?
Well, I think we just grew up like in the ghetto, so it's like everybody was drinking 40s. Like I remember just being a kid and like everyone was drinking 40s, so I remember just being like, 15, 16, and being like, man, I can't wait to have a 40 like one day. And then I actually wanted a Mickey's tattoo. You know what a Mickey's is?
I have no idea what a Mickey's is.
The real ones will know. I wanted a Mickey's, but my tattoo artist said it would have to be like my whole arm, and I was like, I don't know if I want a 40 like the size
Like
of
the size of your whole arm.
Here, I'll show you.
There's actually a tattoo artist at the offseason this weekend. We got one for Sunday.
What is he doing?
Just a bunch of little flash tattoos.
Can you do one on me?
Yeah, for sure.
I'll get him to do one.
There's like
do I do this?
you'll get the Call of Duty logo, right? That'll make sense. This is hilarious to watch.
Trying to. There we go.
Not flash everybody.
So you see it?
I mean, it looks. I think yeah. It looks good.
Yeah.
And when did you get that?
I was on like 8 years ago, 7 years ago.
Okay.
But I wanted a Mickey's, but they told me this would just be simple.
Yeah.
And like for the style, it was like, so I went with it. It's still, I like High Life a lot.
Okay. Well, when did you first start getting tattoos?
I got my first one when I was 21.
Oh, so you're a late bloomer. And did you know immediately once you got your first one? Because one of my buddies I do a podcast with here, he said once he got his first one, he knew it was everything was getting covered.
I think for most people, it's like you get one and you're like, I want more. Or you get one, you're like, I get like 2 more. Like, me, I want neck and down. But the thing is, I hate getting tattoos. They're not fun. You have any?
I got one, just one.
You got the nice pale skin.
Dude, like look at that.
Yeah,
it's disgusting. Y'all want to see that? It's horrible.
What is it?
It's in honor of my dad. My dad passed away, so that's I got one. That's why I don't think I've gotten another one because like the first one was so damn memorable. I should have gotten like
you went too serious.
I went way too serious
it's
too
hard
soon.
It's hard to see. I have like 40.
I should have got like Cece's Pizza or something.
Yeah,
you know
get
what I mean?
stupid.
Just something dumb. And I think once I get my next one, then the floodgates are gonna open.
Well, let's get one this weekend.
I'm down. I'm
You wanna
down.
get one? We can get one.
One of the flash tattoos is like the Smash like sandbag from training mode.
They got a sandbag?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So I think I might get that one. That's the one I'm looking at.
Okay.
Over all the COD ones. Smash is my Melee. If you guys don't know, Mang0 is Melee player, considered the best of all time, but don't tell him I said that. And so we're doing a Melee event in this in a day, in like 12 hours actually. And it's a pop punk thing.
Slow it down. Go ahead.
I'm already drunk. Yeah, like damn.
It'll be a long episode.
Pop punk thing, and we got some tattoos there. So I think I'm gonna get a Melee tattoo before I get a COD tattoo, which is surprising, but
so you're a big Melee fan.
Oh, huge. I mean,
you love Melee.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the whole reason I started so I grew up playing COD and playing like competitively and all that. And then my buddy Blake showed me the Smash doc, and I was like, this is incredible. I want to do this in COD. And so that's how
it might have been similar. I feel you guys are like super grassroots as well. I feel like
at the time, yeah.
like way back.
Yeah. At the time we were playing in ballrooms and
so
playing,
you get it.
Yeah.
You guys get it.
For sure. Like,
yeah.
That's why when Optic, because Optic was just COD for a long time, and then we started getting into like CS, and then once you see like how crazy that whole atmosphere is, you're like, what? What?
Compared to like how we were.
Just like we have one guy that's looking for cables the day before the event to plug in things, and that's kind of how. I've been watching Melee. I'm a doc kid, but I've been watching it ever since the Smash doc, and but you've been playing way before that. In fact, you were one of the main people that Smash Dog was about. When did you start playing? Like you were 12 or something?
So I've been playing Smash since I was like casually, probably like 11, 12. I think I'd have to fact check this, but I think we went, me and like Joey and our little crew of flunkies we grew up with, we played with. I think we were like 13, maybe like end of 12, but I think 13, maybe 14 was like first tournament.
When did you start winning?
So I always say I'm a bit of a child prodigy. It was wasted on Melee, but because on my first tournament I went 2-2. I remember I went 2-2 at just like this little 30-man house tournament.
Yeah.
And then my second tournament I beat a ranked player, which was like a big deal.
Okay.
And then within like, again, you'd have to fact check. This is like, keep in mind I'm gonna be 32, so I'm approaching almost 20 years.
20 years.
And so many tournaments, so I don't know like the exact data, but
it is crazy. I will say it is crazy how well Melee players remember things about sets that happened 15 years ago.
It's why a lot of people say like viewers will always like I'll be in chats and stuff. They'll be like, it's funny how Melee players remember like one moment in a match like 4 years ago, a specific set, and yeah, you could ask me something, I could probably like pull it up, and it's just I don't know. I think it's gotta be someone with like the emotion tied to that moment, and I think Melee players are just, especially then, just there's just so much heart because it's never been about the money. So I think you always, and the reason you see Melee players beating babies on Twitter, and I know I've been guilty of it myself, is just like it's all you have is like that passion and pride. So I think you always tie certain moments with like how you felt in that moment, and I think that's why you're able to like kind of remember it.
I mean, that's exactly how COD is. I mean, there's actually some beef going on in COD right now that's, about things that happened 8 years that caused your players to back out of the tournament that's happening tomorrow here. Like
who backed out? It was
Nate Shot, yeah. But he backed out for a legitimate reason, probably a reason that many people in Smash would back out. It's just like you're talking shit about something that happened 8 years ago that like I feel like I earned my respect there, and now people in COD back then that's all they played for was
same
respect.
Thing. Yeah, that's all you had.
That's all it is.
Like you only played to win and talk shit. I think that's like
that's why
the core of like, especially like when there was no money, it's just you just want to be like fuck you, I'm better. Because what else would you have? Right?
Yeah.
That's all you had.
What's it like watching other big esports with all this money? Do you wish that was Melee, or do you think it doesn't fit?
I'm not gonna say they're not as passionate because I think that's silly. They could easily be, just or more as passionate. But I think, like the fact that like a lot of like League CS players, CS players do play a long time, but I think like other esports they play like a few years. I think they make their their bank and then they're just kind of chilling.
Yeah.
Whereas like I think like in Melee, like me and like even like HBox is here. He's been playing like 15 years. Like a lot of Melee players play like over a decade.
Yeah.
That's like a standard career. Whereas I think in other esports, most people play like a few years. And I'm sure Call of Duty, I've seen a lot of names then and then, still around and like part of the community. So it's like.
Yeah, your boy Clay, man.
Love Clay.
Your friend Clayster.
You're so jealous.
I'm
Why
not
are you so jealous? You're so jealous.
I've been subbed to you for 5.5 years. Is Clay even subbed? I'm
not subbed.
Interesting.
We did smoke 3 cigarettes. No, 2 cigarettes.
Not 3.
He refused to do the 3rd.
I would have gone for the 4th.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You got to win me over by the end of the weekend.
Okay. Can we figure something else out besides cigarettes?
Tattoo
works.
Few beers.
Tattoo and beers.
I'm easy, yeah.
So you're you got 3 nicknames, or you got 3 mottos and nicknames, unlike other people. You got the GOAT, the Buster, the Kid. For people that are watching this that are unfamiliar with you or with Melee, why those 3?
It's kind of funny. I feel like looking at it now, those are like different. Because again, I'm like almost on year 20 of my career, and I think each one like exemplifies. I think that's the word of like each era, and it's like the Buster is pretty much like, because like you might have a player like this in Call of Duty where like their highs are so insane, but their lows are just so pathetic.
Yeah,
and that was kind of me for the longest time. Where like on a good day, I'm just like ready to show up, and on a bad day, like I'm losing to anybody. Like I'm fighting for my life out there.
Yeah.
So I think that's where that comes from. The Kid was just hung out with some like New York people back in the day, and they would say, and then I would just call myself the Kid, and I just kind of stole it.
Yeah.
And then that was like the hotshot, like little douchebag Mang0 era, just like
was the Kid era.
Yeah, I think he's just a little asshole. And then
and you worked your way up to the GOAT.
And then the GOAT, took some time. I was the GOAT, and then I wasn't the GOAT, and then now like I think most people would say I'm the GOAT. I think with GOAT debates, because I just recently got into basketball, I see how heated they get and how people will never switch sides. So it's like I think most people would say, but there's always going to be the other people who are just arguing it no matter what.
What do you think is the biggest argument against you?
Is my lows.
No, like the person. Oh yeah, well but what who do you think is, if you were to argue against someone, if say you were a Mang0 hater, put yourself in their shoes.
Yeah.
Who are you arguing is the GOAT against a Mang0 fan?
It's Armada easily. I think
really?
It's me and Armada 1-2. Like, I think if you put everything out, I would be above. But I think if you argued for Adam, I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
And I don't think you're stupid. I think if you say anybody else put the 2, you're smoking crack.
Okay.
Like, I don't know what.
Yeah.
I don't know what game you've been watching. If you think
For that, you definitely haven't been watching that long.
Yeah. If you think anyone else besides us two, like, I don't know what you're viewing or how you value things.
That makes sense. If you could think of years of, I mean, you don't have to answer this like you don't have to think too deeply, but if you could think of years, the Buster year, the GOAT year, the kid year, what 3 years are you picking?
What do you mean, like
what year is your biggest Buster year? What year is your biggest kid year? What year is your biggest GOAT year?
Buster year would probably be 2018. I didn't win a single tournament that year, and since I was
guess who stayed sub during that entire year? Not Clayster.
Not Clayster?
Not Clayster. Wasn't subbed at all during 2018. Some people went the whole year, continued to be subbed.
It's funny that you bring that up because, just random side note, like a few days ago, someone in my chat came in and they were only subbed 2 years. And they were like, it's so hard being a Mang0 fan. And I'm like,
you don't know.
I'm like, you don't know. I was like, I've actually been, like, this year I've been kind of like chilling, but I'm like, prior than that, like I've been on fire minus sets. I was like, you have no idea what you're talking about. Because 2018, and the example I always give, so we had pools at Summit.
Yeah.
And pools, like, you can lose all your pools matches, you still make it out. Like, it's just for seeding, I guess, for the people, you know. I'm sure you guys have pools and shit,
yeah,
right?
we have
Okay,
pools.
okay.
Yeah, we know.
So, my highlight of that year was I beat Armada and HBox in pools. And then when I ask people, like, what do you think about 2018? They're always like, Saturday Mang0. Because that was the day I went off on Saturday.
You went off on Saturday.
That was the highlight of my year. And then I got shit on the next day. So, like, that's how bad that year was. It was just...
That was the Buster year.
And that year was, like, I remember just thinking, like... I think if you ask anyone who's ever competed, when you just fail so many times, like...
Yeah.
There's a moment when you're like...
You're like, is this it?
What am I doing with my life? And, like, I felt that many times that where I'm like, man,
Yeah.
I don't think I got it anymore. Like, I'm fucking garbage,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. That sucked. The kid year, there's maybe a few. There's, like, actual little kid Mang0, and then there's, like, kind of douchey 21-year-old drinking Mang0. It's hard to tie that to a specific year.
Okay.
So that one's a little tricky. But the GOAT year, I think in 2014 I won a big house, an MLG, and an Evo.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that was like a sick year. I won everything that year.
Yeah. I was at that MLG. That was my own.
Anaheim?
Yeah. That
You
was
were there?
Yeah. That was, I've only been, I was there. I was there for COD,
Mm-hmm.
but I had just recently gotten to Smash. So I was watching Smash more than I was watching COD. And then I was also at Apex 2015.
That's a buster year.
Yeah.
That's
But
actually where
also,
Spawn.
that was also insane. An insane tournament in general. Like we switched venues and we were.
I want to take
walking
this
through
time
snow.
to complain.
Okay.
So we call it a John in Smash. It's like
Yep.
an excuse. So we get there, and it was like Friday, Saturday, and they're like, the tournament is canceled. Everybody, like, we're going home.
Yeah.
So I get absolutely blackout blitz drunk. Like, by 4 p.m., I'm wasted.
Yeah.
And then the next day, they're like, we got to play. And I'm like...
They really did.
So, and then there's a side story with Joey, and I'll always be mad. You know, I had the $1,000 money match with Leffen
With
that year.
Leffen, yeah.
And I slept really poorly the night before. And Joey calls me in the morning. He's like, let's do teams. Like, I really want to do teams. And I'm like, bro, I really want to go to sleep. I'm like, just no. And he's like, no, bro, like, we can win. And I was like, because you feel bad ditching your teammate. You don't want to do it. So I'm like,
Yeah.
all right.
Except for tomorrow. You've already told me you're going to ditch him.
Oh, yeah, he's getting ditched tomorrow.
Yeah, okay.
But this is 10 years later. You know, the fire's not there like it used to be. And then I show up, and we play against Leffen and Ice, and they're double Fox, and Joey's Fox, and I'm Falco. And that's a really hard matchup for Falco, to, like, deal with 2 Foxes.
Yeah.
I played the best I've ever played. Joey gets Shine Spike like 7 times, and we just lose, and I remember just being
You were tilted from...
so annoyed. And then I couldn't sleep, so I felt like shit all day, kind of hungover. And then I lost $1,000 to Leffen, and then I lost to Adam. So I just lost to both the Swedes, lost 1,000,
And-
tired, miserable. Oh my god, that was one of the.
Dude.
I think it's funny because people look back at Apex 2015, they're like, sick tournament, loved it. So many highlights, and the whole time I'm just like,
Dude.
such a bad weekend for me.
It was just the event. It was my first ever time getting hired to. I was taking pictures at the time or a video or something, and it was.
You're a picture guy?
I used to be.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a picture guy anymore. Matt just took the picture, the thumbnail of you. Like, he's the picture guy, and he's not a picture guy either. No- but so we didn't know. we didn't know if we were gonna. I was there to working with Mortality when Axe was a part of Mortality at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So, we were. I flew out there. We actually drove Chudat to the event, and then it got canceled, and I was about to go home. And then we moved venues, and the venue was like 45 minutes away, and it was snowed
It was a
in.
journey. I remember all the Smashers just like, you got a ride, you got a spot, you got a spot. It was like
people are just carrying like Smashers
whatever
carrying
they could.
CRTs on their backs and stuff. And then the event goes until like 4 a.m. both nights, and Smash 4 was on before you guys. Smash 4 Top 8, I believe, was on before.
Was that Smash 4? Was it there?
Or Wii U? Is that the same game?
I only remember Melee there.
No, because they got pissed because after finals of it was either Wii U or Smash 4, the crowd started chanting Melee.
Looking back, we were like really mean to them, but it's only, I think now we're nice. Like, even if I hated Ultimate, I would just lie and say that I do like it.
I hate Ultimate.
I like it. I actually, like, bottom of my heart think it, not competitively. There's like 80 matchups.
Okay.
As a game, like, I think it's fine, but like
maybe so, yeah.
But like looking back, we're so mean to them. Like,
yeah.
I mean, it's because as I got older, I realized like it sucks when people shit on your game. That's a bad feeling when people are like,
especially if you're super passionate about it.
Yeah, it's just like you don't know what you're talking about. So like looking back on it, it was like,
I guess
we're kind of dicks.
I guess playing Smash in general is kind of like that, because if you see like a get right, on stage in front of people, and then they're like, yeah, you watch esports? Yeah, my favorite player is Mang0. He plays Smash, and it's just like Nintendo characters running around. I guess it's kind of, so you kind of got to relate to that when it comes to.
Yeah, that's why I think we toned it down. I think we realized that.
So during Top 8, this was you.
Yeah, that was. You have a picture?
I have a picture of it.
That was me trying to sleep.
That's you trying to. It's. We'll display it on screen.
Because Joey made me get up and that was what I tried to sleep. But
yeah, it was one of the first pictures I like ever took.
That's fire that you.
Yeah. It's pretty.
I remember I took 4 chairs and 3, and I just like, I'm gonna try and sleep way over here.
All during top 8 of, I think it was Wii U. All during top 8 of that, and then woke up for your top 8,
and then lost $1,000. That was the end of me.
Yeah. And I remember I was shooting it, and I was like really hoping because Axe was already out, and I was like, all right, so I hope this is Mang0's run. And then Amsa was playing you super close, and I was like,
yeah, we had a close one.
Oh shit. But and then so I think that's why I was at the only event I ever went to was the last time PP ever won, right? I think so.
Yeah, that was.
And they were doing the stack it up. I think stack it up champ. Yeah. So one question I have, every time I watch you stream or your practice, you're really on your Melee grind. You pretty much, now that Slippy's out, you mess up a level 3 Peach on Battlefield, and then you get right into it. What was your like tech skill practice, and like how often do you practice that, or in your entire career, how often do you really like grind out like tech skill and like your movement and get nerdy with it?
Well, back in the day, now it's like I don't do it as much because our Slippy is so good.
Yeah.
Back in the day, I would do it because our online was not as good. So I would just like to move around for like an hour.
Okay.
Because that was like the closest thing to playing on a CRT.
Yeah.
So it was like, I'll just do this for a bit. And it was fun because I'm streaming. So I'm just talking and like playing music.
And just like moving your
character? I'm moving around, and like it's more like relaxing and like fun. But like throughout my whole life, like I've like never done that off stream.
Really?
That's like a stream thing. Yeah.
Because I think in the Smash doc, I remember like wife said like, I remember like trying to practice L canceling, and I was really serious about it. I'd jump and try to L cancel 100 times straight.
Well, I think I'm interesting because when I started playing, I played Jigglypuff.
Right.
And tech skills like not important.
Right.
So I think I have like an interesting career because like I started, so I don't know, something in COD. Imagine I could kill you without like hitting like a crazy like flick or something.
Yeah.
It's just like it's all very like
methodical.
It's slow. It's like brain, but no like anyone can do it. Like the tech skill was very easy. So I think I started with like all the brain power, and then I didn't really need tech skill.
Okay.
And then by the time I got really good, I just switched over to my character. But by then I was like so good at the game that able to just do
You
it.
just kind of knew about it.
And then
Yeah, because I see people practice tech skill and talk about tech skill and talk about like different things that you're supposed to do at different times. For the longest time, I never heard you talk about it. Like you were just like laugh or joke or
tech skill's funny to me because, like I said, I started with Puff, and then I just kind of get it. Like,
I mean, and people that are like insane at tech skill doesn't necessarily translate to winning. Like there's.
Oh, you can be technical and be an idiot.
Like there's that in COD too. Trust me.
They're just hitting crazy shit, but
just like sliding around corners and like the perfect angle and doing the like perfect thing, but then like they just make a bonus.
But then
play.
they're stupid.
Yeah, they just make the dumbest play.
Yeah. I think every sport, every esport has something like that where you can just do the flashiest, sickest thing and then no brain behind it.
But that being said, it's not like you're not flashy. It's not like you don't try to globetrot every once in a while. You don't do it as much anymore.
I think I'm flashy only to people because I'm just fundamentally so sound.
Right.
I could pick up a controller right now and just hit everything. Like
mess up Joey.
Yeah.
You're the only. I mean, he's the only one I can play.
I'd destroy him if I needed to. Look at him.
You told me he was off limits. I was like, if you're not feeling comfortable, just bring Joey. And you said he's off limits.
That's another 50 subs.
Well, I got away with that one. He's just chilling in the background now.
He's having a great time.
If you need another drink, let me know. I can make you one.
There you go. See, he's not bothering anybody.
Matt, can you help me make this?
Yeah, I got it.
Actually, there's another High Life in there. You want the High Life? All right, that's probably just easiest then. We'll just crack open the High Life. Because I had another one for us, but dog, I'm already. You drink the whole thing? Oh my God!
And I had
and you had an energy drink energy drink vodka.
Who are you sponsored by? What's the sponsor?
Mountain Dew. What are you guys sponsored by?
Mountain Dew vodka.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you guys sponsored by?
We're Red Bull.
Oh. What do you think it is? What do you think it is about Melee that like makes the content that comes out of Melee like so like well thought out and like such great content comes out of Melee? Like I guess like not even talking about the Smash Dog, but like Awesome Sauce and like Walt and Melee Stats. Like they make these like crazy thought out documentaries about stuff that like I don't see a lot in other esports. And
I think it's just two things. I think.
Allow me to interrupt this wonderful podcast to talk about Center. And while I do that, as you guys can see on the screen, you can watch Austin Cox, the official bartender for Around the Bar, make a Center-based drink. The Around the Bar podcast is presented by Center. Center offers all natural hemp-derived CBD beverages with premium ingredients to help you find clarity and focus in everyday life. At your bar, Center can be a great addition to your mixed drinks. Add the balanced powder to your drink of choice for a CBD boost without changing the flavor of your drink whatsoever. Center can also serve as a tasty alcohol alternative. A favorite spring mix of mine is the unsweetened CBD sparkling drink with pomegranate flavored relaxed CBD powder. Take a sip, take a moment, and find your Center. Use Optic25 for 25% off your first order today. Go to findyourcenter.com and be sure to follow them on Instagram as well at Find Your Center. Thank you so much to Center for sponsoring and supporting the first season of Around the Bar. All right, back to the podcast. I don't see a lot in other esports. And
I think it's just two things. I think we're the same game. So 20 years, I imagine just think of like your favorite TV show or anime.
Yeah.
And imagine it's 20 seasons. Now, there's some good in there, some bad, but at the end of the day, it's like part of the history. So you can be like, yeah, remember season 7, whatever. Like with Melee, you can do that. And it's not like I know in COD, you guys always move to the new one.
Yeah.
So it's like you guys.
The biggest downfall of our.
Yeah. So imagine if you can only play like the best one forever.
Yeah.
And that was just it. So I think we have that. I think only like Brood War is one of the only ones I think that like StarCraft 2 came out, but they just said no, we're playing Brood War.
Okay.
And I think Melee is like Counter-Strike moves on, you guys move on, like every Street Fighter, every game I can think of, they move on to the new one, except probably like some low key communities out there still
really,
fighting the good fight. But it's like, so that's why I think we can make like crazy detailed documentaries about everything because it's just history. And then I think our game is like so peculiar and like little frame data bullshit that like nerds eat up. So it's like you can just put this one situation and been like, he whiffed by this many frames, and like people love shit like that. So it's like
for sure,
you're just able to like, I think a combo of those two, like you can put content out that like people love.
Yeah. Do you ever watch any of that or?
I watch on stream.
Like on stream and stuff?
Yeah. It's fun to watch. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, those guys work really hard on it. I think the two that stand out for me is the breakdown of what happened with Johnny and a bait, of course. That was
the B thing.
Yeah,
the big house.
That was like the craziest thing ever. And then, do you ever see the Michael versus Bananas thing? I think that's what it's called. It's like this Puff player and this
where they just cheese.
Nobody
does.
No one does anything.
Yeah.
And
that's a good video. I've seen that.
Yeah, it's just I thought it was interesting because it just explains like it's a great way of explaining like what Melee is. Because if people wanted to, you could play Melee horribly for the spectator.
Well, Melee I think is such a personality check, and you can be the lamest fuck.
Yeah.
Or you can be just badass and rock out, But it's like And I think in Melee, if you play really lame, it's always been like I've been playing like Street Fighter recently, and they're very like, I'm lame, fuck you, deal with it. They're very, and I like it. They're like, this is like, you complain about it, it's just like, well, you can't beat it, so it's like, fuck you.
Yeah, win at all costs.
They're very, the FGC's like that, and I kind of like it. They're just like, stop bitching, like you can't. Yeah. But Melee's like, I think because, I don't know, our game, something about Melee is it's like so free flowing that like, and we used to play for like first place is like $40. And like you see how lame, I'm sure anyone who's ever watched Melee, I'm sure you've seen some shit where you're like, why is he doing that? Like nothing's happening. Like in the video you mentioned.
Yeah. They're not even touching each other.
So it's like, why are you playing this game that can be played so many different ways like this? So I think our community's always been very like what are you doing?
Yeah, it's the only. I mean, you can't. Obviously, people play to win, but you don't play lame to win. You don't sit in the corner and. I've just always like respected it. I think that's why people like Melee so much. It's just unlike I try to explain it to my COD friends. It's impossible to explain to people that don't really understand.
Yeah, it's just like, well, yeah, he's winning, but it's like because you can be so expressive and like interactive with each other. So the second you're not interacting, to me, like I think there's a difference between playing lame and just playing smart and like defensive. You can play smart and defensive as long as like if I'm here and you're here and we're just like shuffling like, in this little zone, like that's fine. You can never approach, but as long as you are playing around me. But if I'm here and you're just over here, it's like
like pounding off stage.
Yeah, I think then it gets like what are we doing? Like yeah. So there's a fine line.
When it comes to esports, you're kind of an anomaly of how long you've been playing, and many people have come and gone, especially controller style esports like Melee. And a lot of people retire because they think there's an age gap because of physical restraints. But you play the most technical game on controller, and you're still going at, what do you say, 34? 32? 32? What do you say to people like is Clay, your best friend, your future husband Clayster?
Love Clay.
He's gonna retire pretty soon.
How old is he?
30.
Okay, he's
31.
Reaching his time.
And he's gonna retire, and he's gonna say what a lot of other people have said, what in COD, which is, I can't do it. My hands can't do it anymore. Because our game used to be you hit the L trigger and you aim, and then you hit the right trigger, and now it's you hit 90
Kids are going crazy, right?
Yeah, you slide cancel and you dive and you do all these other things, and they're like, my hands can't take it anymore. And me, having watched, your esport for so long, I'm just like, yeah, you can. Like when you won SmashCon, I was like, he's 31 and just won SmashCon, and like you guys are retiring at 26 because your hands hurt. What do you say about that? I want to know your opinion.
I mean, I think it's bullshit for the most part, but
cheers.
I think everyone's hands are different. Like I know some people have played and they're like, their hands just hurt. But I think like the real reason it's like you don't it's like as you get older, I think you lose motivation to play. Like someone like Clayster, like he's 30, world champion. Like at some point, you're like
handsome, high. You can keep going.
Funny,
great guy,
talented,
yeah.
great.
Cool, that's fun.
Smoke 2 cigarettes, like
not
the whole
3,
package.
Though.
Not 3.
Not 3.
But I think at some point you just lose motive. You like make your money. It's just like at some point I think there's a dog in you, and that dog just
that's been your year, yeah.
It just gets quiet, like, and I think like I think that's fine, like, because I think people don't realize. Well, I mean, this podcast might realize just what goes into like winning, and more like it's not even like the grinding of the game. It's the wanting to grind the game, the wanting to win, the wanting to be the best. Like that's the part that takes a toll on you. And then I think the easy is like I'm getting old, like I can't do it anymore. But it's really I think most of the time like I'm just not as motivated as I was 10 years ago.
For sure.
Which I think is like totally fair. I think you're allowed to feel that way.
I always compare. I mean, being really close friends with Seth or Scump and knowing.
Don't call him Seth.
He's my friend. I can call him Seth. You're gonna start calling Clayster James. You didn't even know it was his name, did you?
Oh, that's his name.
yeah, it is.
He does look like a James.
But yeah, being like such good friends with him and seeing like how much that does take a toll on him because you guys have very similar trajectories where it's like. Crazy good years, you win everything. You're considered the best in the game, and then you go down. Your fan base sticks with you because they know you're coming.
The real
back
ones
up.
know.
They know you're coming back up. But Seth kind of just stopped last year and was like, all right, that's it for me. I'm gonna do watch parties, and his career is taking off because of that. So yeah, 2 things like how many more of those upswings you got in you? Like at some point when you take a few tournaments and you're like, I don't know if that dog is in me, as you would say. Mm-hmm. How many more of those do you try to find that dog again?
See, so when Seth stopped playing,
there you go.
Could he still win tournaments? Could he still be a top dog?
Yeah.
So
back me up here.
Oh yeah,
I believe 100%. It. So to me,
yeah.
I think that's a waste because I think as long as you can keep winning, you should keep playing. If you can find it inside you, I think at some point he's the GOAT, right?
Yeah.
He's your guys' GOAT.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think at some point you don't want to do it anymore. So I get it.
Right.
But for me, it's like how old is he?
27?
28.
Yeah.
So he's like the way I see it is when I'm like 45.
Holy shit.
I'm old man. I want to look back and be like,
oh. I thought you said you were about to play until you're 45.
No. I'm like,
I was like, Joe, you got to get him, man. He's going to play until he's 45.
I think when I'm an older man, I want to look back and be like, I at least win as long as I could.
Yeah.
Before I couldn't win anymore. So to me, that's how I view it. But like, if he just feels like he's done it all, then there's that side too. And I think
yeah. Now imagine you played doubles your entire career and you had to bank on someone else and you had to change rosters.
Well, you guys played, it's team, huh?
Yeah, so I think that's a big aspect of it too. We had a few team stuff, and he was just like he's good enough to win if he has the right people. And also, we change games every year. So imagine
it's a little more. I guess is tedious the word. It's more.
It's just
because you get stuck with some teammates, and I mean I've never had a team game. I can only imagine like.
It's kind of like you want to find the passion, but everyone else is putting daggers in it. It's like
it's different. Because if it was solo, then you just go and
you just do.
But team, you probably get like 3 bad teams in a row, and you're like,
and 3 bad teams, but also 3 bad games.
Yeah, and then you got to it's different for you guys.
Yeah,
for sure.
Okay.
You had 3 bad Call of Duties in a row.
Dog, we've had like 5 in a row, 5 bad ones in a row.
What's the last good one? What is the best Call of Duty?
The one we're playing this weekend. I think
would that be unanimous?
Black Ops 2 is pretty unanimous.
So most people would be like,
and that came out in 2013. It would be. I'm telling you, it would be like Melee. Like
how long was that era?
A year. Every era.
That was it.
Every era is a year.
Your game only is out for a year.
1 year, and we only play it. I'm telling, dude, 12 months.
I know it's every year. That's crazy.
12 months, and we only play it. The season, like the competitive season, is only like 9 months. So imagine if you had.
That's so wild.
Imagine if you had you had Melee, and then 9 months later you have to play PM. Then 9 months later you have to play 3DS, and then you have to play Wii U. You know what I mean? And our Nintendo, which is Activision, will not allow us to play the games. Like everything, we have to go to the next game. Because
why? You can't stay with the old one?
Can't stay with the old one.
Why?
They'll shut it down.
Well, let them shut it down. You do the melee route.
No.
You go to war.
No, you can't go to war with Activision.
Nah, we went to war with Nintendo.
Yeah, but they're on the other side of the world.
So is Nintendo.
No, I'm saying Nintendo is. Activision's in our backyard, and they got guns. They got SWAT teams. I'm telling you, they're terrifying.
You guys are being pussies.
Yeah, we probably are.
Let's play some Black Ops.
Let's play some Black Ops.
Let's bring it back.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Let's bring it back.
I'm doing it tomorrow.
Fuck it. Let's play some Black Ops.
That's why it's called the off season, because it's the Call of Duty off season.
Oh, so everyone just comes like for fun.
Yeah, so that's the melee. I have to explain it to both sides. The COD guys are like, oh, so what are the Smash guys doing? I'm like, oh, those are the best players in the world that are playing for real money. And like, I just happen to be the asshole that throws 2 stages on and has them play it. And then I have to explain to the melee guys, like, the guys on stage now are like old heads. Like it's literally like if I threw an event with like Azen and Ken and you know what I mean? I brought them all back and had them play. That's the equivalent. So it's 2 very opposite style tournaments, but it's just old games and it's fun to watch. I don't know. You've said many times that Melee is the cockroach of esports. Do you still feel that way with what's going on, like with Melee now? Because you said it like 4 or 5 years ago at this point.
No, the cockroach, that was last year.
What? Oh, that was at SmashCon?
That was at main stage. The same year I won SmashCon, the end of that year.
Oh, so
it was last year.
You're a fresh cockroach. So
yeah.
So you still feel that way.
But yeah, I mean, this year was kind of slow, but I feel like, I don't know, something about Melee. And I've always said, like, it's corny, but I'm like, as long as 2 people want to play Melee and somebody wants to be better than somebody,
that's true.
Then like the spirit will live on. And I think we've had so many Nintendo run-ins where it's just like they fuck us, we get fucked, and we're just like. And then this year, I think the backlash or like because they canceled our shit, our 2 cups. We're gonna have like 2 circuit cups. They fucked us there, and I think we're feeling like the aftermath of that right now.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping next year is a lot better.
Okay.
But sometimes you just get fucked, and you can't. It's hard to get up,
regain from that.
It's hard. So I think that was this year. I think it's like a punch to the stomach, and everyone was like, oh.
That's like 4 punches, like COVID. Oh yeah. COVID, then into the Panda, and and then.
So I think we'll be fine, but it definitely hurt.
Yeah, and then Summit going away as well. Like
Summit leaving is.
That really
very
sucks.
sad.
Yeah.
Like that one hurts.
Summit's like one of the coolest things.
So sick.
They did it with Dota, they did it in Counter-Strike, and then Melee or Smash, Melee and Ultimate like really like kept that spirit alive. I think that's like it just feels like you're playing with your boys. Like you're having a home style event.
It gets the vibe of like cuz I think COD probably and Melee is like old school, like bring the boys over.
Yep.
Drink some fucking Mountain Dew. Eat some goddamn Doritos and let's game until 6 a.m. You know, and I feel like that vibe is like really hard to catch, but if you can catch it, it's like so good.
Is that a control? Now that you say it, because that is the spirit of both of our games. Is that?
No, it's controller.
It's a controller thing, right?
The keyboard mouse they play online.
Yeah.
Those kids don't know about driving 25 minutes to your boy's house.
Yeah, with the CRT and the
game until like. Either your mom kicks you out, or you're just tired. Like you just go home.
Right. You get to a point where you're trying not to scream because your mom's downstairs.
Yeah, I think that's controller vibe.
Yeah. That does make sense. I didn't even think about that.
That is why I love that I won MLG.
Okay.
Because I know you guys, the controller fucks are like that's MLG. You guys know like
that's us.
MLG is like
because then there was StarCraft on the other side, and I never even went over
exactly.
there. I don't know what was happening over there.
So I like having my MLG trophy because I know like you guys, the Halo guys, like us, like everyone playing at that time, controllers like that's MLG, like that's Super Bowl.
I think that's just coming back because MLG and the convention style stuff. I think DreamHack's still around, but it's not. I don't think it's as I don't think it's as like notorious, I guess, as MLG was because. Like if you want an MLG event, like
nothing will be MLG.
Yeah,
MLG was fire.
I think that is eventually going to come back because, all these different esports are trying these different things. And it's not working out. Like, people are running out of money, and it's because none of us can support each other. Because if you either pay to be and play and watch LCS or LGS. What is the league?
LCS.
LCS. That's right. Dog, it's bad. Wait, what are you at? Damn.
I won't say how much you have.
It's a lot.
I won't say.
It's a lot. Yeah, it's just you can't go to everything. But I bet you a lot of people, if they're COD and StarCraft fans or COD and Melee fans, they could go to MLG. And I think eventually that's where esports is going to restart and come back around. But I don't know. At LACS, the last one, at the very end of the tournament, Ludwig said, "I think this is just too much Melee because it was like Swiss on Friday, then what is it, like a 16?
Yeah. Are we talking about the one in Vegas?
The one that Leffen won.
That one? No, it is too much.
It was too much Melee, right?
It's like Leffen lost, I think, twice. In any other world, it would have been out. But since it's pools and then this and then elimination,
right?
I do agree it's too much.
Yeah, it was
because the sets don't matter. It's just you can play good. Like I think every gamer will know. Imagine you play good 5 sets, fire, and then there's always one set that really matters. You play like shit that set.
Yeah,
and it's like, damn, I played good 5 sets, but now I'm being seated here. Like
no one's gonna remember that.
Yeah. So
those 5
that's
sets.
why I never liked it, but I think it's good for like the entertainment purpose. But it's like I think players, I don't know. Lud always does like Swiss into elimination.
Yeah,
and I think that's too much.
I think it's too much too, especially now the summit's gone. Because people liked a lot of people liked the shenanigans on Friday at Summit. It's fun, right? And then you get like the super competitive stuff. But as I was watching LACS, I was like, dog, every event just it's almost tiring to watch. Like it's so many buttons that are being pressed by Saturday afternoon. It's like, damn, like,
and then half of it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
that's definitely the problem.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that. I mean, they're gonna do whatever they want to do, but I'm hoping that if it's not LACS, then somebody comes through and does what Summit was doing, back then with with all the side stuff. What are we at right now? Oh, Matt's gone.
Matt's been gone for like 30 minutes.
Has he? Anyway, one question that I had for you is. Like I said earlier, that's Sandbox and Smash Dogs the reason I got into all this. But what is your current relationship like with Sandbox? Because I know you guys have had a sticky path.
No, me and Sandbox are homies.
Yeah, are? Okay.
I will always say I got boned in the first episode or my documentary episode. I think
is HBox's episode.
It's the HBox episode, and like I think if people knew, like I don't. That's just how do I describe it? That episode, and some of you will probably see it and be like, oh, he's just drunk, stupid fuck. But I was a drunk, stupid fuck, and that's fine. But I think if that's your first time, like, seeing me,
yeah,
I think that's not good. Like, you don't get it. Because imagine, I always say it's like, imagine if you just had to watch, like, Season 2, Episode 8 of, like, your favorite show, but you didn't get to watch the character grow.
Okay.
So you're just like, I hate this guy. Like, there's so much like backstory that. So I didn't like that. And then I always tell the story of, I remember, I think PP got signed, HBox got signed, and nobody wanted to sign me.
Because of that episode?
And I had just won EVO 2013. So I was like the best player in the world. I had just won, and I know it was because of that.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, fuck, dude, this sucks.
Damn.
And then C9, I got in contact with C9, and they didn't say anything about it. And I was like, let me sign the contract. Let me sign the contract.
Let me sign.
And then I remember before I signed, Jack was like, I think we need to talk about, like, I talked to the sponsors or whatever.
Yeah.
And they were like wondering, like, you have a drinking problem or whatever. And this looks bad. I know.
This is my fault.
I've been banned for drinking like twice, but it's never been a problem. Believe it if not, if you want. But it's like, I remember when he told me that, I was just like, fuck, dude. And then I was like, no, like, because at tournaments, even at that time, I never got like that drunk. But just for some reason, that
The
was
one
the
tournament.
one episode that got like documented.
He could have gone to Evo. He could have gone to Pound.
Yeah.
He could have gone to any of them.
But for some reason, it was that one, and it was just like it's so unlucky. And like,
wait, what episode? What tournament was that?
That was a FC.
Oh, okay.
It's just some random tournament I went to because they were like, "We'll fly you out," and I was like, because that being flown out back then was like a big deal.
Yeah.
Because I'm not paying $400, $200 for a
Right.
flight. And they were like, we'll fly you out. And I was like, okay. And then,
Wait, what do you mean? Being flown out to tournaments nowadays is a big deal, right? Especially if they're nice tournaments with Corneria and Mute City.
That's not nice. It's called standard.
Okay, that's fine. We didn't fly Clayster out. He drove here.
He's down the street, right?
Yeah.
He drove?
Yeah.
He doesn't have a limo?
No.
He doesn't Uber?
Dude.
Come on, Clay.
James. Yeah, so he gets the literally worst, and you're basically blackout drunk, and he documents the whole thing. He throws it up, and it was to be fair, outsider looking in, it's an amazing episode. It's incredible. You're like, who is this guy? This nutcase that is just super drunk and amazing. And also, your interview was amazing in that episode too. You carried that episode. That's lucky over there. Because he said something like, "You'll probably see it tomorrow. Like he'll be hungover, and I played hungover one time, and I got pounded, and he's just gonna win." And then you won.
I won.
And it was sick. It was such a good it was the how the episode was constructed was so well done. But I can see from your point of view, you're like, dude, come on. And then Metagame happens. And in Metagame, he kind of goes a little hard on you too.
I think I was fine with Metagame because I think the thing is, back in that, I was a little fucker. I know I was a little fucker.
We all were.
I was never malicious, but imagine if that was documented and like,
Dude.
you know how many people would look fucking bad and stupid?
Bro, if they did that in COD,
yeah, you guys would be done.
we'd all be done.
James? Who's James?
Yeah.
He's working at McDonald's.
He is gone.
He's gone.
He's raving
Doesn't
somewhere.
exist.
Yeah.
But I think like just I was fine with it. I just didn't like how like it made me look like I was mean to Kevin.
Yeah.
And I knew I was being mean to Kevin, and I didn't have a chance to like defend myself.
Say like I'm not like that anymore, or
Well, then I just think because I think we grew up differently, and like when I grew up, you just make fun of somebody, you rag on them, and if they can't take it, then
you can tell. Yeah, that's
you
how
call,
I. That's
you call
how I
them
am.
a pussy, and
Yeah.
you make fun of them. That's it. But not everybody grows up that way, and some people grow up, like their friends don't make fun of them.
Yeah.
Why would you make fun of me? You're my friend.
Right.
They're pussies, but I get how they grew up. Like,
Yeah,
I understand.
yeah.
It's like, all right, like.
I run into that a lot.
But like at the time, I didn't get that. Now I get it. Like, so I didn't like that. It was like it looked like I was just attacking.
Yeah.
And not like
that was a roundabout way of.
That was just me being a friend. Like
yeah.
that.
Right.
So I felt like that got taken out. Everything else, I think, was fine. Like I was a little fucker.
Yeah.
A little shithead. But that I didn't like because
it
makes me seem like malicious.
Yeah.
Which
I
didn't
remember that
like.
being. I remember you. As I was watching, because I was so hyped for Metagame. Because
First 3 episodes,
dude,
fire.
they're so good.
Yeah.
The first episode's incredible.
Yeah.
And then yeah, like towards the end, because he focused so much on Armada and PP, obviously like they both went through like a weird time. So it kind of gets a little somber, even though like if you look at those episodes through Leffen's eyes, it's like the sickest thing ever. Like he comes through and tarnishes people, and it's pretty sick. But yeah, I've always just kind of wanted to ask you about that. Last couple things. One, how is you started something like a year and a half ago where your friend Joey is streaming off of your account in the mornings, and then you stream at night on your own account. And so basically it's like a 24-hour show, or at least an 18-hour show on twitch.tv/Mang0. How's that been going?
I think it goes well. I think the highs are highs and the lows like, because to me, I'll watch Joey like in the morning, and for me it's fun because I get to just hang out with my chat while they watch Joey. And like this funniest story was Joey was playing, I think, Street Fighter, and he was listening to System of a Down but I like to nap to Joey streaming. Okay. So I told him to change the music. I'm like, I need something more relaxing. Try not to yell like I'm trying to sleep. Like I just like it in the background. And
like literally like he's playing in the same room as you.
Yeah, I was like, I need to go to bed. So I think it's cool for like the diehards. And I love taking care of the diehards. So I think it's like it's cool in that aspect, you know?
Yeah. On my stream, I stream with every day with 2 people. So we have like a
weird little camera shit I always see.
So when anybody else that tries to do something at least any remotely similar, like stream teams, or I don't see people do what you 2 do ever. Were you nervous going into basically business with such a close friend, or?
No, well, I stole it from Chess Bro. You know anything about chess?
Mm-mm.
So I stole it from him where like they're just like party chess fucks and they just rotate who streams. So the stream's always live.
Oh, really?
So I thought it was really cool. I'm like,
it's
just the boys. You take your shift.
Yeah.
You do what you got to do, and then I'll take my shift.
That's sick.
Yeah. I was like, and like if it pops off, it pops off, and if not, then we're all just.
How did that come up between you and him?
Because he wanted to get a job, and I was like, not yet. No, you know when the homie gets a job, not in esports.
Yeah,
that's over.
Yeah, it's over. You'll never see him again.
Yeah,
it's like them getting like a girlfriend. Yeah. Some guys get a girlfriend, you never see him again.
We don't have to go into that.
Yeah. Why?
James? No. Disappearing on me?
No, he's had a girlfriend for a long time. You don't even know anything about him. I'm telling you about your friend now.
I know nothing about him.
Oh my God.
I just like him. That's it.
This is so heartbreaking for me. You're done. Yeah, we're both done.
Oh. Tough. You want another one?
Joey took mine. I was gonna pound that one too, but
I believe you.
But Joey took. All right. Last question before we do behind the bar. Oh, we're not doing that one. Oh, well, okay. When it comes to money, how am I going to say this? So in COD and being in Optic and having like the sales team that Optic does, like either and having like right now Optic owns the esports stadium, like where we're at right now. So I was like, we get a little bit of a discounted rate when we throw events. I was like, I really want to do something for Melee, especially since, we know how to raise money. And at the time, like money was not really like coming in. People complain about how like money doesn't come in to Smash a lot because there's so many barriers. So last year I do the offseason 1 and I'm like $25,000. I'm like, we already got it. And that's, they were like wanting to eat, like split it up and do things. And I was like, no, let's put it all towards the prize pool. Like that's going to be really sick. I was like, and there's not money really like that. Unless Ludwig does something. There's really not money like that. I was like, so they're going to be super hyped about it. They're going to be excited. And then no one came. So money is important when it comes to Smash, but what about like the passion and like the like longevity of these other like majors is always going to trump that.
I honestly, it's just like the money is like, how do I word it? It's like you throw that and it's just everyone's like, I actually think everyone's just being a pussy. And the higher the money, it's more like I don't want to go into it because I feel like pressured to win. And so I feel like everyone sees your event, but also because I think it was the first year. Right?
Yeah. It was the first time I really.
I think Smashers in general have had some shoddy.
Yeah.
People just be like 25 grand or like.
You're like, yeah, so you don't think they believed it type
it
thing?
Was that, and also last year when you threw it, I think the main reason, like people are here, we got everybody. We got a lot of the big boys. Yeah. And I think a lot of people aren't even trying because Smashers are allergic to money. Like, if I'm not me, I'm like, I'm sweating my balls off. I'm like, I'm on 10K. Like, why not, right?
Yeah.
But I think it's just last year when you threw it, there was so many important tournaments.
Like sandwiched, or it was basically
you were
sandwiched.
In the middle, and it was like
Big House a week away.
Yeah, you got
a week after.
You got schedule fucked because I was like, I'm not going. Like I got some other shit to do.
It was also like I think it was your son's birthday or.
When'd you have it? Don't tell me. You don't have to know, and then I don't have to not know my son's birthday. I do know it, but I don't want to risk on camera not knowing it. But I do know it. I know it.
It was in October.
Yeah, it was October.
Okay, so
it was that weekend. Yeah, it was Big House, And then
a week right after, yeah.
you were the week after?
I think I was either the week right after or 2 weeks after.
Because it was LTC into Big House into either your tournament or Gap into your tournament.
Yeah, because AMSA had just won, so there was hype off AMSA winning, and then, I mean, not to bring it.
Wait. No. Wait, was it? Oh, it was. You're right.
Yeah. And then he just won this.
Yeah,
event,
no,
so.
you're right.
So, yeah, I mean, I'm glad. I figured it was something like that. Like it seems like Smash is one of those things where like somebody comes through and they're like, I'm gonna put $100,000 down for something, and then they disappear. But then there's people like Egg Dog that get 19 people to go to an event.
But see, now that you survived that year and now you're here, and then
we got the respect.
if
now.
you do it again next year, I think everybody comes.
Yeah.
It takes a.
You gotta earn your stripes in Melee. I'm ready. That's what I was born to do. All right. That is gonna do it. You think you're gonna, if the charity incentive happens, you think you're gonna counterpick Corneria or Mute City tomorrow?
Corneria is my favorite map in the game.
And if you pick Corneria, what are you gonna ban? Mute City?
FD.
FD.
I'd rather play Mute City or Corneria than FD.
That's just gonna be so fun. I'm excited.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, that's gonna do it for Around the Bar with Mang0 the GOAT.
I'm done.
And yeah, we're all done. We finished.
Crazy.
We finished it. It's done. See, you can hear how empty it is.
Crazy.
All right, tune in to Behind the Bar on Optination, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.